Hi, I'm Laura,
And I'm Steve.
and we're a recently retired couple who love to travel.
So we flew. Today we wanted to talk about our time visiting Seville. Seville was started in the 8th century BC, and its mythological founder is said to be Hercules.
Seville was conquered numerous times over the years, first by the Romans, then the Visigoths, even the Vikings sacked the city.
The Muslim Moors began conquering the region in the 8th century, though much of their consolidation and building didn't occur until the 12th century, and Seville's Old Town, covering about 4 square kilometers, dates back to that period and is an UNESCO World Heritage Site. We toured much of that area in our time.
Our first stop, however, was the Plaza España, which was completed in 1928 for the Ibero-American Exposition at the World's Fair. This plaza has several different architectural styles: Art Deco, Spanish Renaissance Revival, Spanish Baroque Revival, and Neo-Mudéjar styles. There were tiled alcoves around the plaza, and each representing a different province of Spain. They were beautiful and interesting to look at.
Each one tells a story, so it was fascinating to just walk around the plaza and see the tiles. The three major religions are represented in the tile works: Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. Look for the Star of David, a cross, and a star in the various tiles.
The other thing we experienced in Seville was our first really rainy day. We were walking around the old town and very little was open yet, so we huddled under awnings during our free time.
A lot of these old cities have a Jewish quarter, and Seville was no exception. The Christians took over Seville from the Muslims in 1248, and unfortunately they were not very kind to the Jewish inhabitants nor to the Muslim inhabitants. They forced them to leave and converted many of the synagogues and mosques into churches.
The Spanish Inquisition began in Seville at this time and was begun as a way to guarantee that those that said they converted had actually converted, were practicing Christians and not just in name only. The Jewish quarter became the poor section of the town. Now this section is definitely a high rent district.
So much of the architecture that we saw had a Moorish influence, and the beautiful tile work that we've talked about. This was very evident in the Real Alcazar, Europe's oldest royal palace that's still in use. The royal family still occupies the upper stories when they visit Seville.
The Real Alcazar had its beginnings in the 900s, but has gone through many remodels, some of which were teardowns and rebuilds. The Caliph in 1163 made it his main residence, and in 1198 a new mosque was built, which later became the Cathedral of Seville.
Much of the gold from the New World found its way back to Seville, since it had the port that sent out a number of the expeditions to the New World. This gold was used on a number of public projects like rebuilding and improving the Real Alcazar, which makes it a stunning example of both Moorish and Christian architecture. Today, the Real Alcazar is an UNESCO World Heritage Site and is carefully preserved.
Leaving the Real Alcazar, we saw the mounted police on their beautiful Andalusian horses.
We visited the Cathedral of Seville, which used to be the mosque we just mentioned. It was completed in the early 16th century. The cathedral is one of the largest in the world and the largest Gothic cathedral. It replaced the Hagia Sophia as the largest cathedral, a title the Byzantine Church had held for 1,000 years. Muslims don't have images in their mosques, so all the images that were there were added later.
The bell tower was originally the minaret of the Great Mosque. Many notable people are buried in the cathedral, including King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, as well as Christopher Columbus.
When in Seville, you have to see a flamenco show. That evening, we had tickets to a dinner and a flamenco show. The only flamenco we'd ever seen before was in movies.
So this was a new experience for us, yet many of the dances seemed reminiscent of other styles of song and dance. Some of the dances were reminiscent of the Native American dances. The singers had that mournful tone, and the movements were slow and thoughtful.
Some were very passionate, some were the music of lovers. One song felt like the young street musicians that used buckets for their instruments. And watching their feet fly was just amazing. We're going to pause for just a little bit.
We spent a full day in Seville, and I'm sure we could have spent more time, but I think we don't need to return. There's just too much of the world to see.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoy our videos, and happy travels.